Hello, friends and family out there in YouTube land, he said with his hands covered in diatomaceous earth. It is I, the striking Viking, together with your intrepid correspondent,
the Trippin' Sister.
The Trippin' Sisters, and welcome back to the Christopat channel, where we talk about travel, gourmet food, and all things related to urban
Well,
we have
farming.
sad news for you. We've lost another chicken. That's right. Another one of our little flock. She was doing fine, and then she was not doing fine, then she was really not doing fine, and then she was no longer with us.
Yeah.
So we did some research, and we've decided that it was coccidiosis, which is common to chickens, and has something to do with parasites in the earth, and it gets into their digestive tract, and it's just not a very pleasant prospect. However, there is a remedy, and that remedy is something called Corid, C-O-R-I-D, which you put into their water supply. Although this one chicken, she got ill, and we did the best to doctor her up that we could. We gave her some Vet RX.
Yeah, which was a homeopathic combination of oil, corn oil, rosemary, oregano oil, different things like that were natural parasitics. Is that the word? Yeah, to help kill them off. However, it didn't work for her, so that was sad. And so now, because we lost Darla and we lost Tulip, we are down to 10 chickens or 9 chickens. Well, the jury's still out on how many chickens. But we believe we have 2 or 3 more roosters in here. We definitely have one that we have put a collar on to keep him from crowing, because he's a juvenile. He's only 2 months old in a week or so, but he sounded like a ticked off goose when he would when he would crow. But we know that as he gets older, he would get louder.
Oh, yeah.
So we did some research into what we could do about that, because we can't have a crowing rooster in the city. And although we have heard a couple around here,
yes.
We don't want the city knocking on our door telling us we have to eat our rooster. So
although we will, if we have to.
If he doesn't behave, he'll be going in the pressure cooker. But anyway, so we did some research about how to stop them from doing that, and we got some Velcro and made a collar for him that goes around his neck, and we tested it to make sure it wasn't too tight and he could still make whatever sounds he wanted to, except he can't fill up his wind bag in order to bellow out a crow. So and you do that by slipping your finger down in there, making sure that you can get a finger in there, so it's tight enough
in the collar, not
in the collar, not into the rooster. So he can still make sounds. He can still eat. He still chases the chickens and does everything else. He can still drink. He just doesn't bellow like he did before.
Here we have Horatio with his collar. Skittles lying down there taking a bit of a rest. And over there we have Pancake, Rose, and Heather. They've got a little water bath in case they get too warm during the day. They can go and stand on the bricks and cool down, because they lose some of their body temperature through their feet.
That has worked out so far, and I got more Velcro in case some more roosters show up. I'm looking at their tails, because some of their tails have some telltale signs of who's a rooster and who's a hen. They were supposed to all be hens, but we got hoodwinked, I guess. And they were actually banded as hens, and they are not all hens. So I would imagine that happens a lot to people. So we'll just fatten them up. And I was telling someone that when you have roosters, unless you plan on breeding and making more chickens, they absolutely serve no purpose in your flock except for meat. So we're gonna let them live, fatten them up.
For the
time being, I may end up canning them, for the winter. So we'll see what happens, because I'm not breeding, and I don't intend to sell chicks. So we bought hens because we wanted eggs.
That's right.
I didn't want any more commercially bought
Produced.
or produced eggs. So
But she's not going to label the jars.
no, I won't. If we call him, I'm not going to pressure cook them, put them in a jar and call it Horatio. That'd be terrible.
Yes, braised Horatio with rice.
So
Stewed
anyway.
Skittles with potatoes.
Oh,
We'll try
that's terrible.
we'll try and avoid that.
Yeah. So anyway, we wanted to update you guys on that, and Mr. Viking can give you a tour of the garden and show you how things are going.
Here is the arbor that we made from the cattle panels, and we've started to grow a few things here. We have watermelon, petunia, and hiding under this little suncloth is a happy little cucumber, to paraphrase Bob Ross. On that side of the garden, we have clematis, peas, beans, more petunias, and marigolds, along with a couple of pepper plants. Here we have petunia, 4 different types of tomato, onion, parsley, collards, kale, a whole raft of potatoes. Good God, we're gonna have potatoes. Corn, carrots, spinach, radish, Brussels sprout, along with more peppers and more petunias. And let us not forget, we have horseradish. Delicious. Swiss chard, more petunias, more onions. Here we have some happy little chicks. We have Tulip, Molly, Dolly, Stacy, and Lacey. We call them our monster chickens because they're growing very rapidly, and as you can see, Stacy and Lacey have hairy feet. How unusual is that? They're buff Brahmas. They grow to 10 pounds for the hens, 12 pounds for the roosters. And that concludes the tour of our backyard farm. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this on your social media and share it with friends. And above all else,
Keep dripping.